Luke, clearly the results haven't been what everybody wanted, but how are you finding it as a start to the season, only 4 games in?
Yeah, obviously it's been disappointing results-wise and performance-wise. It's not been what we hoped for, but like I said, it's the start of the season and there's a lot of new players in the club, and we just need to get that gel together, and then once we got that, then I'm sure the results will come.
Is that one of those things, irrespective of where anyone's at in the league at this point, it's always going to take a bit of time, isn't it? Particularly when you've got over 10 new signings.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish at the end of the day. There's a lot of teams that you've seen in previous years that have obviously got off to a good start, and then they'll push on and get the playoffs or even get promoted. So I feel like it's not about how we start, and it's how we get going.
How have you found the new signings? Are there some good characters in the group? What have they brought?
Yeah, obviously it's a great group, to be honest. It's everyone's really close, and everyone gets on off the pitch. So yeah, like I said, it's a really close group. Any
jokers in there?
Yeah, there's a few. Bales is a bit of a joker. Joe Ironside. Yeah, there's a few jokers, to be fair.
And I imagine that's pretty good though, isn't it? Have you managed to do a lot of stuff away from the training pitch as a group? Because bringing you all together both on and off the pitch is key, isn't it?
Not fully off the pitch yet. I think obviously there's a few lads who live near each other, so there's chances there to, like me and Bales and Ollie, and there's a few of us who live in the same block, so we all do stuff together now and then when we get the chance. But as a full team, we haven't had the full chance. Obviously in Scotland we spent a few days together, so we got that chance there. Hopefully we can sort something out again soon to get the team to get the morale up, and yeah, I think that's huge for the team to give everyone a good boost and just to keep everyone together.
I imagine it's quite difficult at the minute though with the injury situation at the club, the fact that you've got so many people that won't be joining in training and some here and then gone. I mean, how difficult has that made things from a squad coming together perspective?
Yeah, obviously it hasn't been ideal with the amount of injuries you have. Obviously you can use that as not an excuse but another reason with the performances and stuff and the results, but even with the injured lads, we try and keep everyone as close as possible. Even when we're just in the change rooms together, we keep everyone involved. You don't want to have... people know what it feels like when you're injured and you feel like you're not involved, and so we try and do that as much as possible, just keep everyone together.
You're in your mid-20s now. Do you feel a slightly different role within the group? Are you aware of being a bit more grown up, a bit more of a leader, a bit more taking some of the teenagers under your wing?
Yeah, obviously with a lot of new signings, I'm probably one of the lads who have been here the longest, even though I've only been here a season. There's not too many other players that have been here that long, so yeah, obviously with the age I feel like I'm more experienced. I've obviously got quite a lot of games under my belt, even though I'm still only 25. So yeah, I feel like I'm probably getting up towards one of the more experienced players in the team. So yeah, I just need to use that to guide the younger players to perform as well.
From your own perspective, where do you feel you're best on the pitch? Because I know you've been used in a variety of roles since you've come in.
Probably, obviously, I had my best season on the wide right. But obviously, with different managers, there's different style of play. So obviously, the way Scully was last year, it was more like an inside 10 than a wide right. Obviously here he likes to stay high and wide, which is good for me, but then also when I've had the chance to play in the 10, I've really enjoyed it, like the whole game, just finding little pockets and getting little space on the ball. So especially when we've got quick wingers like Deji and Ty, obviously you've got players like that on the pitch. It helps you out if you are playing in the 10, then you get them to do their thing and they can take I don't need to do the taking on, I can just be the link-up man and help them get past their man. But yeah, I've enjoyed the multiple roles that I've played in. Obviously I've tried and tested a few different roles now. But yeah, I'd probably say at the moment I've kind of enjoyed playing the 10, if I'm honest.
In terms of what Grant's said to you then, coming in this summer, what has he said about where you're at and what he wants to see more of from you this season?
Yeah, we've had that conversation earlier in the season, and obviously he expects, with the potential and what I've had to offer in previous seasons, he expects me to be getting 15 to 20 goals a season, and that's something that I strive myself on and that I feel like I should be getting to. Obviously I had a tough season last year, I think everyone did, and it's just about once that first goal goes in at the start of the season, it's about just building on that, and hopefully assists will come as well. And for me it's just about helping the team. As long as we're getting the results, the assists and goals will take care of itself.
Are you quite calm about that? Are you quite measured about that? Because I imagine there will have been an area of frustration at the fact that you didn't get more than you got last year.
Yeah, obviously it was a tough season, and I think everyone knows that, and individually I didn't hit the heights that I was expected to when I signed here, and obviously I've put a lot of pressure on myself, not just like from other people. Obviously I always want to be doing the best I can and doing the best for the fans, and yeah, no one else puts more pressure on than me, so I feel like obviously after the tough season last year I've got more to prove, and to why the club brought me here, and I've just got to show that to them.
I know Grant said last weekend, and the decision to bring you and a couple of others off at half time was about the team, and it wasn't a personal thing, but how have you reacted to that this week? Has there been an extra kind of spring in your step trying to prove and tackle that decision really?
Yeah, obviously it's disappointing to come off at half time, but I feel like obviously we were struggling at the first half, and obviously I wasn't surprised. We needed change, but it's just, for me, it's just to prove myself even more and to show why that I need to be in that starting 11 every week. And yeah, it's just about focusing on myself, but it's also for the team at the end of the day that we want to get high up in the league as we can.
And a great opportunity this weekend to do just that and put things right, because Milton Keynes away is going to be one of the tougher games that you face on the road this season. Yeah,
obviously it's a nice ground, nice stadium, good team. Obviously they just got relegated last year, got some good players, but we've got good players, we've got a good squad, and I feel like we've got a lot more to prove than them, and we've got to just give it everything and get them 3 points.
Just finally from me, is it about getting those 3 points sooner rather than later now? Because the last thing you want is that to drag on and drag on. Yeah, definitely. Obviously you can talk about performances and stuff like that, but at the end of the day it's about the league and about getting as many points on the board as possible. You might not perform well, but as long as you get them 3 points, that's all that matters. Good luck with it. Thank you.
Luke, it seems like the role, the 10, if you want to call it that, seems to be suiting you quite well.
Yeah, like I say, I enjoyed it in that whole game when playing off George, and yeah, I just felt like I was getting a lot more space on the ball. I wasn't getting into areas that I needed to be in, and I was helping linking up the play a lot more instead of me being wide right. I feel like sometimes when you're out wide, you feel like you're not as involved in the play, and I felt like in the 10 I was getting involved a lot more. Yeah, I was really enjoying it.
As part of your prep for MK Dons, have you gone back to that Hull game as a team? I don't know if there's any similarities between how they play with Hull.
Well, what we've been looking at is just trying to keep positive this week. Obviously, it's been quite a negative past couple of weeks, and we've been, like the gaffer and Cliff and that have just been showing us a lot of clips on what we've done well this season in other games, and our link-up play, our press, and we're trying to just not let the negativity carry on through the week, so everything's just been positive and obviously focusing on Saturday.
You just reminded me, how did you find working under Cliff at Sunderland?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Obviously me and Cliff got on well back then. Obviously he was my 18s, 23s coach at times, but yeah, we got on really well. We spoke last summer when he was at Peterborough. We kept in contact then, and yeah, we've kept in contact for a while, to be fair. It's not something that's just after a few years not being with each other that we've like just come back together. We've actually kept in contact for a while, so yeah, it's been good to be back under him.
Yeah, and the minute, confidence-wise, how are you feeling when you get out there?
Yeah, it's been difficult. Obviously, I feel like I am a confident player, but obviously when things are going against you, it's hard to stay confident. But yeah, it's been tough personally. But the last few games, the last few games of pre-season, obviously my confidence came back there. I felt good. I felt in a good place. So the whole game felt in a good place. But I feel like we haven't been taking them performances into the league. Yeah, we've been doing them in the cups, but we need to now take them performances individually. Myself, I need to take them into the league.
Yeah. As a team, there's often that sort of classic line of about soul searching in the wake of a defeat. Can you identify straight away sometimes where it has gone wrong, rather, or does it take a few days?
No, I think you've got to identify straight away. I think, like, for me, I know I'm not sure about a lot of the other lads, but I like to look back on the game straight away. As soon as the game's finished, I like to watch my clips just to see what's gone on. You realise in the moment as well what's going wrong, and I feel like sometimes we need to realise that sooner when to change something. Like, it can't always be the gaffer. We've got to see that on the pitch, and we've got to change that ourselves. So, yeah, obviously, personally for me, I like to try and address an issue straight away and hopefully try and change it for the week after.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to sort of throw any dirt on your old teammates, but how does this team compare to the one last year? Because last year you had that great start.
Yeah.
Northampton away went up to third after 6 games, and then we all know what happened next.
Yeah.
So just wondering, can you sense that change is coming? Because from the outside looking, it looks like a much stronger.
I feel like we've got a much stronger squad than we did last year. I feel like last season it was, as soon as we got a few injuries, it felt like we were just throwing the young lads in, and it was a lot tougher. Like you see, like, look at Bradford first game of the season. If you look at the starting team from that game to compare it to now, there's probably like maybe 1 or 2 players who played in that game who are actually here now. But yeah, I feel like we've got a lot stronger squad, where even though we were really well gelled last year, I feel like straight away we already are like this year. Yeah, it's just about getting them performance on the pitch and gelling on the pitch as well as off the pitch.
Yeah, and finally, this extra time has been a big talking point. Have you felt the strain? I think you've been involved in most games, to be honest. I think it was 60 minutes of added time before last weekend. Do you feel that physically yourself?
It can be tough. I felt like, if I'm honest, at the weekend I was quite tired in the first half. Maybe that has took a toll from all the games, but like, we've had a good pre-season at the end of the day, and they've put a lot of fitness into us to prepare us for these extra minutes, and I feel like in myself I'm in a good place fitness wise, and I feel like the lads are very fit. So at the end of the day, everyone's having to deal with the same thing, so I feel like we just need to be fitter than everyone else.